Managing personal finances is an important skill for students. However, many students find it difficult to keep track of their daily income and expenses. This often leads to overspending and poor budget management. Therefore, we developed the Student Financial Management System to help students record their transactions and manage their budgets in an organized way. The system was developed using C++ programming.
Now, let's look at the main problem that motivate us to develop this system. First, many students do not keep track of their daily income and expenses. Second, without monitoring their spending regularly, they may exceed their monthly budget. In addition, keeping financial records manually can be time-consuming and may lead to errors. Because of this issue, students may struggle to manage their personal finances effectively.
Our student financial management system is designed with this clear objective. First, to develop a system that records and organizes student daily income and expense. Second, to help students understand their spending habit through clear expense summaries. Third, to encourage consistent saving habit by allowing users to set and monitor saving goals. Fourth, to enhance student financial awareness to support smarter budgeting and spending decisions. And finally, to provide a simple and user-friendly platform for effective personal finance management. I will be presenting the flowchart of our student financial management system. The flowchart illustrates the complete process of how users interact with the system from beginning to end. The process starts with the start symbol, where the system displays two options, register and login. If the user does not have an account, they must first choose the register option. The system will then prompt the user to enter their name, user ID, email and password. After the information is entered, the system checks whether all required fields have been completed. If any information is missing, an error message is displayed asking the user to complete the registration form. Once the registration is successful, the user information is saved in the system and a confirmation message is displayed before the user proceeds to the login page. Next, the user select the login option and enter their registered email and password. The system verifies the entered credential with the stored account information. If the email or password is incorrect, an error message is displayed asking the user to try again and the login attempt counter increase. If the maximum number of login attempts is reached, the system displays a too many attempts message to prevent unauthorized access. However, if the login credentials are correct, the system displays a welcome message and directs the user to the main menu. In the main menu, users are provided with 5 options: add allowance, add expense, transaction history, set budget and exit. If the user select add allowance, they are required to enter the allowance details such as the allowance amount, source and date. After the information is entered, the system stores the allowance record such as full and return the user to the main menu. If the user chooses add expense, the system displays several expense categories including transportation, study material, entertainment, food, saving and others. The user enters the expense amount, category and date. The system checks whether the selected category is valid. If the category is invalid, the user is asked to enter the information again. Once the details are valid, the expense is recorded successful. When the user selects transaction history, the system displays all recorded allowance and expense transactions. It then automatically calculates the remaining balance by subtract the total expense from the total allowance. If the remaining balance is positive, the current balance is displayed. However, if the remaining balance is less than 0, the system displays a warning message to inform the user that they have exceeded their available fund. The next feature is set budget. In this section, users enter their monthly budget limit. The system compares the total monthly expense with the budget that has been set. If the expense exceeds the budget, the system displays a warning message indicating that the monthly budget has been exceeded. Otherwise, the system displays a success message confirming that the user's spending is still within the budget limit. Finally, if the user select the exit option, the system ends the program
and reach the end symbol, completing the entire process.
Next, I will demonstrate the Student Financial Management System programming. First, when the program starts, the registration and login menu is displayed. To begin with, the program prompts the user to register first before they log into the system. Now, I will select Register, then enter a user ID and a password that is 6 digits minimum. After registration is completed, the program will return to the menu and I will now choose Login and enter the same user ID and password to access the system. After logging in successfully, the main menu appears. Next, I will select option 1 to add allowance. I will enter my monthly allowance of 600 ringgit and the system stores this amount for future calculation. Now, I will select option 2 to add expenses. I will enter a few sample expenses here and its according month. And these transactions are also recorded by the system. And then I will choose 7 to go back to the main menu and choose option 3, Transaction History. Here, the system displays all the allowance and expense records that have been entered, allowing users to review their spending history for the particular month. Next, the program will ask the user whether they wish to proceed to set their budget for the next month to see if their next month's expenses is still within their monthly allowance. For example, I will set the food budget for 270 ringgit, transportation for 20 ringgit, study materials for 30 ringgit, entertainment for 100 ringgit, savings budget for 150 and others budget for 20 ringgit. The system automatically calculates the total budget and compares it with my previous monthly allowance. Since the total budget is within the previous allowance, the system displays a confirmation message stating that the budget has been saved successfully and that the user does not overspend their monthly allowance. And if the budget exceeded the allowance, the system would display a warning message. Finally, I will select option 5 to exit the program. And this concludes the demonstration of our Student Financial Management System programming.
To conclude, our Student Financial Management System is created to help students manage their money more easily. It helps users keep track of their income and expenses, set a budget, and understand their spending habits. This can encourage better financial planning and help students avoiding overspending. At the same time, this project allows us to apply the C++ programming concepts that we have learned, such as function, arrays, loops, and conditional statements. Overall, we hope this system can make managing personal finances simpler and more organized.